Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes or More with the Script Mentor. I am the Script Mentor and your host, Gino Scala. This is number 169. It's a continuation from Wednesday's presentation of how I can sell my script to a producer. And let's just reiterate some of those points from Wednesday. Number one, I believe that the number one mistake that screenwriters make is that they start marketing their screenplay way too early in the process, okay? There are a number of things to do before you send that off to market. Among them is the first thing you need to do is take your current network and divide them into three groups: your cheers, your peers, and your rocketeers, because they will all provide different levels of feedback and assistance, okay? Number two, you must write something that is worthy of being marketed. So your screenplay has to have a strong concept. Hopefully it's unique enough and the formatting is perfect. Your spelling and grammar and punctuation all perfect. And your title page is perfect. So we'll talk about those things later. Number three, you must have a perfectly constructed log line. Okay, we have our log line formula, LOGLINE. And if you don't know what that is, go ahead and look on my profile for previous articles, because it's out there. And we'll be touching on it in future presentations. So the log line is all important because that is the first sense that a producer or production assistant will determine your writing skills. The better the log line, the more requests for that screenplay. Number four, in addition to the log line, your query letter has to be excellent as well. There are several ways to write a great query letter, and we have discussed those in the past. Okay, and your fifth point from Wednesday was to develop a networking and marketing strategy and stick to it. It's no sense having a plan if you're not going to stick to it. Okay, personally, my plan has always been writing 8 hours a day and adding 4 hours for networking and marketing. If I wrote 6 hours in a day, it would be 3 hours of networking and marketing, and so forth. Okay, but stick to it. All right, now for some new points, I want you to, this is point number 6, you should explore multiple avenues for marketing your screenplay. I would not simply send out query letters all day. I use several methods of marketing my screenplay: through posts, through Facebook pages, through websites, and mostly through screenplay competitions and film festivals. To me, screenplay competitions are the best and probably the fastest way of getting qualified eyes on your screenplay. If your screenplay is good enough, it will go up the ladder for the major competitions, top tier, second tier type of competitions. And at those levels, the final or the the semifinals, some of the judges are lit managers, lit agents, studio execs, directors, producers, etc. So you don't even have to market it in a sense, because they are getting their hands on your screenplay. So I know I have won several screenplay competitions, and with every win I had well over 250 requests for the screenplay. Okay, so and these are from well-known producers, well-known studios, well-known production companies, etc. Not to mention the managers and the agents as well. So explore multiple avenues. Number 7, you must understand that there are several ways to achieve your goal. Now, first, what is your goal? Some people have goals to sell a spec screenplay for millions of dollars. Okay, that's a legitimate goal. We all hope that. Others just want to get in a writing room for a particular TV show or any TV show. Some want to win a bunch of contests. I know people who've won hundreds, or, well, I say one, but they actually, um, quarterfinals, semifinals, lots of wins, things of that nature, but hundreds and hundreds of contests. And that's, that's their strategy. It's probably good for their ego. Others want to be known as the go-to person, go-to writer for comedy or science fiction. So everybody has different goals, and only you can determine how you want to pursue those goals. But there are many ways to achieve it. That's the point. Number 8, you should understand that not every screenwriter writes their screenplay the same way. Okay? Now, someone like James Cameron or Quentin Tarantino can write their screenplay any way they wish. They've earned that. They're highly bankable writers, and in many cases, they simply produce their own material. They don't need outside funding, but for business purposes, they generally get it. And no one's going to look at their screenplay and recommend that they change this or change that, unless it comes down to money. There's no reason to film this in, completely underwater the entire time. So, something of that nature. But overall, they're not going to get anything but checks. So, just because you don't write like Quentin Tarantino or James Cameron, and you should develop your own voice, it doesn't mean it's the wrong voice. Okay? So stick with it. Number 9, people offer constructive criticism and sound advice, but the voice and the vision of that screenplay is yours. Now, let me explain. Providing feedback is a trained craft, just like writing adaptations or writing a screenplay or a teleplay. It's a learned craft. I was not a good feedback person in the beginning. Many people believe I'm not a good one now. But it took me a while to separate my personal tastes from, what was actually on the paper in front of me. And with the number of services out there and the number of employees they supposedly have, you want to consider this, that, are they judging you for your writing skills and giving you notes based on your, certain mistakes that in your writing, or are they trying to get you to change your story and change the plot or change the ending to the story to suit their own tastes? It's a very fine line. Now, there are times that in your feedback, you're going to get constructive criticism on story structure. And structure is different than, overall taste. Certain things need to happen at certain places in the screenplay to make it marketable, and, a good feedback person will point this out. When I provide feedback, I don't do any deep analysis. That's not my bailiwick. It's just not what I prefer to do. I like to look over the overall screenplay and give basic notes on what I think needs to happen, what I think is your strong points and some areas of improvement. And then I might provide my personal taste in a line or two, generally I don't enjoy fantasies or, superhero type stuff, but I'll read them and I'll provide feedback. But I let you know that, you know, this may not be my favorite genre, but it's good. I liked it. All right. So that's number 9. And number 10, the all important, you have to be someone that other people want to work with. Okay. So, if you're rude to others out there online, or kind of snarky in your responses, or if you're demanding, if you ask nicely for someone to provide feedback, and within an hour you're asking for, what do you think? What do you think? That's not a good way of developing your reputation. So you want to be someone others would want to work with. And let me tell you, there is a list, not a formal list, but people know who are who to avoid in this industry. And those people struggle, and they just cannot seem to understand that reputation is following them. So if you have that reputation, I suggest you work on changing it, and you can. It takes a while, but you can change and be more professional. And otherwise, everybody else just, continue to be professional. You're going to get some bad feedback sometime, and you're going to get some bad notes, but, and you should take them, take them for what they're worth. So that concludes number 169 of my 10 steps on helping you helping you sell your screenplay to a producer. And that'll be it for today's presentation. Now I want you to go to your LinkedIn feed and look for the latest LinkedIn question, poll question that I've asked. Basically talks about length of pages, screenplay pages, and the amount of words per page. So I give you 3 options. Go ahead and look at those. Choose the one you believe is correct, or choose the one you personally follow, and we'll discuss that on Tuesday. All right. So I want you to have a wonderful weekend and get a lot of work done. Have a good day. Bye-bye.